Aloha. Today we're going to be taking the ferry from Lahaina port on Maui to Lanai, specifically to Lanai port, which is a small boat harbour on Lanai. We're starting in the historic old town of Lahaina, and the ferry leaves from the boat dock opposite the Pioneer Inn, which is an historic old building right on the waterfront. Apologies in advance for mispronouncing any Hawaiian names. We've bought our tickets in advance and they're only $60 return, which is way cheaper than any of the expeditions. The ferry is quite basic because it serves local commuters as well.
How you doing?
Good.
But you do get a splendid cruise for the money.
By yourself?
Yep. Thanks a lot.
All right. Be very careful getting on the ramp.
As you can see, the boarding process is quite informal. You do have to give your name for Homeland Security. They just check your tickets and off you go. We'll walk through the downstairs section and go up to the top to enjoy our cruise from the sun deck. Expedition ferries actually run the ferries, and the type of ferry varies based on the expected demand. So on the weekend the ferry is larger, on a weekday it's a little smaller. This is the weekend ferry. Okay, so here we are, seated on the ferry. It's going to take about an hour to get to Lanai. It's a beautiful blue clear sky. This one-way ticket costs $30. There's a slight discount if you book return. The sea looks calm and inviting, but as we'll see later, looks can be deceiving. The wind now is about 5 knots from the west, and inside the harbour it's calm as a mill pond and quite calm outside as well. Okay, we're off. The journey is going to take about 50 minutes to go from Lahaina to Lanai port, which is a small boat harbour, across the Lahaina roads, as the strait between the two islands is called. You can see these tourist boats here. I think each of those snorkeling tours costs about $300. Seas are still quite calm, but the wind's picked up and we're going at a pretty fast clip. So I need to hold onto my hat to stop it flying away. Maui is receding in the distance, Takes us about 25 minutes to cross the Lahaina roads before we get into Manele Port. Now approaching Manele Port, that's Pulupihe or Sweetheart Point in the distance. We get up a little closer to that in a minute. Manele is a tiny little port, servicing local pleasure craft and a couple of catamarans from the nearby Four Seasons Hotel. Okay, so we've arrived in Manele Port. So now what? Okay, Hulapoe Beach Park. What do we have here? It seems a little desolate, and the walk takes about 20 minutes to get from the ferry to the beach at the state park. But hang with me, it's worth it. We've now walked past the end of the beach and up around to Sweetheart Point, or Pulupihe. This is the point we saw from the ferry. And it's absolutely gorgeous here. There's a steep cliff that leads down to a sheltered cove, and the surfers go off the beach here out into the bay. After all the frenetic activity on Maui, this is really peaceful. This is actually a state park, so there's fresh water available. There's no alcohol. It's very peaceful. People just picnicking on their Sunday off. Sadly, after a beautiful day at the beach, it's time to head back. So we head back to the ferry port at Manele and wait for the next ferry. Ferries are frequent, so maximum wait is about 90 minutes. It does seem that the seas come up a bit, so it should be an interesting ferry ride back. It's a Sunday afternoon, so a little busier than normal. We've got the large ferry. You can see all the day trippers who have been picnicking over in the state park are on their way back to the hustle and bustle of Maui. The wind has picked up and it's definitely choppier than it was on the trip over. We're getting tossed about quite a bit. And that's it for our day trip to Lanai. Cost about $60 and a little bit of walking to the state park. an absolutely peaceful and blissful day. Please remember to subscribe to my channel and hit like if you appreciate my content. It really helps me out. Thanks.